Hey, ever feel like you want to make your English sound a little more colorful, a bit more expressive? Well, today, we're going to move beyond those basic, everyday words and really level up our vocabulary. Let's just jump right in.
So, let me ask you this. Have you ever felt like you're using the exact same words over and over again? You know the feeling, right? You have a good day, you watch a good movie, you eat some good food. It's all fine. But does it really truly capture what you want to say?
I mean, just look at the difference here. The movie was good. Okay, sure, it's correct. But then you have, the movie was fantastic. You can actually feel the energy in that second sentence, can't you? That's the power of picking a more precise, a more exciting word.
And that brings us to what I like to call the good word problem. And hey, it's not just about the word good. It's actually a really common habit for English learners. And today, we're going to break it down.
Some teachers call these super overused words dead words. You know, words like good, big, or happy. Now, let me be clear. There is absolutely nothing wrong with using them. They're correct. But just because we hear them all the time, they can sometimes make our speaking sound a little plain.
So, what's the solution? Synonyms. This is where the fun really starts. Learning words that have a similar meaning isn't just some small trick. Trust me, it is a complete game changer for your fluency.
Using synonyms does so much more than just make you sound smart. For one, it helps you express your ideas with way more precision. Was the party just good, or was it maybe joyful? It also helps you understand the real context when you're reading or listening to native speakers. And of course, it makes you sound more natural, more interesting, and it builds that vocabulary you need for real fluency.
This quote here makes such a crucial point. Having a wider vocabulary isn't just for speaking, it's for understanding. It helps you catch those little subtle meanings, the tone, and all the information that isn't said out loud. That stuff is the key to really, truly understanding. All right, enough with the theory. Are you ready to get practical? Let's do this. In this next section, we're going to upgrade some of those dead words with some really powerful, easy-to-use alternatives that you can literally start using today.
Let's start with the king of them all, good. We all use it constantly, right? Probably a little too much. So let's find some simple but much more powerful alternatives.
You know, the key is picking a word that really fits the feeling. Instead of I had a good time, try saying I had a great time. Or maybe it was a wonderful evening. Can you just hear how much more life that has? Or if your boss praises your work, they might say it was excellent work. See? So much better.
Okay, next up is another classic, big. But when you say big, how big are we really talking about? Let's find some words that add a real sense of scale to what we're describing.
Was it just a big building, or was it a large building? Maybe it was a huge skyscraper, or if it was just absolutely massive, you could say it was an enormous whale. See how these words paint a much clearer picture in the listener's mind?
Now let's talk about feelings. Happy is a great word, but honestly, there are so many different shades of happiness, so let's explore some of them.
For instance, are you happy because you just got some good news? Well, you could say you're glad. Or is it a bright, sunny day that's just making you smile? You might feel cheerful. What about that deep, celebratory feeling, like at a wedding or a big party? That's being joyful. Each word adds a completely different color to the emotion.
Okay, so we've upgraded some single words. That's awesome. Now let's take it one step further. We can actually apply this exact same idea to common phrases to make our conversations feel way more authentic and dynamic. I mean, just think about how often we all say good job. It's nice, but it can get a little repetitive. What if you said excellent work instead? Or something a little more casual, like way to go. Phrases like keep it up or that's great also give that same encouragement, but in a way that sounds more specific and, frankly, more sincere.
And now we've come to the most important part of all. Knowing this stuff is great, but practice is what really creates the skill. So, I'm going to give you a super simple plan to start making these new words a part of your daily English.
Here's the plan. It's so simple. First, just choose one word to focus on for the day. That's it. Maybe today is your good day. Step 2, learn just 2 new synonyms for it. Let's say fantastic and wonderful. And finally, step 3, just try to use each of those new words in a sentence. You can write it down or even just say it out loud. That's all. Small, simple steps every single day.
So, you now have the tools to make your English so much more colorful and expressive. The only real question left is, what new word will you try today? Go on, give it a shot. You might be surprised how much fun it is. Thanks so much for joining me.